Alright, quick update on Coinbase stock. So, we are dumping into the earnings report. I talked about this in the start of the week. I made a video talking about everything that we should be looking out for coming into this week for crypto and the stock market. And today, we've got the Coinbase earnings report. This is going to be a huge day. You can see we are dumping into the earnings report for the past couple of days, really. I mean, obviously, we've known about this earnings report for quite some period of time. And you know, we're really heavily dumping into this. Now what's interesting is the estimate earnings are supposedly supposed to be diminished from the previous earnings report, and historically Coinbase stock has had positive earnings every single time apart from this one time when November the 9th we were all the way up here. We were at $367 for Coinbase stock, and we had the negative earnings report, and ever since then we've really been absolutely landsliding. You can normally see we do actually dump into these earnings reports most of the time. Let's quickly microdose this. So as you can see, the first earnings report we had, we dumped into it and we pumped out of it. The second earnings report we had, it actually looked like we pumped into this one, to be honest. It was the inverse. We pumped into it and then we just chopped sideways. This earnings report, we pumped into it. And what's interesting about this is it was on the 9th of November. I'm going to highlight this earnings report in a different light in just a moment's time. But let's move on to the next one. You can see earnings report here as well. We dumped very heavily into the earnings report and we pumped out of it as well. But, you know, nonetheless, and I'm going to talk about why we've been dumping even though the earnings reports have been bullish, but the earnings reports are supposedly meant to be negative again. And like I said, the only negative report we've had was this one, and it was obviously we were chopping around and not necessarily doing too well for Coinbase stock before, but we really landslided on this one. So we really do need to keep an eye out for this. It's not going to be coming out until the end of the day. You can see after market close is when the estimated earnings report is going to come out. Now, why is it so important for the crypto markets, for the stock markets, or not necessarily for the stock markets, but the crypto markets, why Coinbase stock does well? Well, you can see here we had a negative earnings report on November the 9th. What is so important about that day? Well, if we come over to the daily time frame of Bitcoin and head over to our all-time high, can you guess when it was? The all-time high was coming in at the 10th of November. We literally came up to 68,500 on the 8th, and then on the 9th, you know, we bearishly broke into the Coinbase news, and then the day after, as we were breaking down, we had a dead cat bounce, tried to put in a new all-time high and rolled right back down. So the last bearish Coinbase earnings perfectly called the top of the bull market. Now, could this be a major coincidence? It could, but the fact that Coinbase stock is probably one of the largest, or Coinbase specifically is probably, well, it is one of the largest exchanges in the entire world. So Coinbase earnings being negative does just not have good connotations on what's going on in the Bitcoin and the crypto market. So it's going to be a very important day today after the market close. We're really not going to see how everything reacts after the market close, but the fact that we're breaking into this news, we normally do the opposite of what we do after we come into these. So for example, you can see we dumped into the earnings report and then we pumped out of it. This one, we pumped into it and then we kind of dumped back to where we started pumping. This earnings report, we pumped into it and we dumped. This earnings report, we dumped into it and we had dead cat bounce pump, but still this was still a decent pump for the stock market. And then this most recent one, we are dumping into it before it's happened, which makes me think that Coinbase stock might be having a bounce at some point soon. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't necessarily want to pick up stocks and crypto and go too heavy in them at this moment in time, but I would definitely look at seeing, potentially picking up some Coinbase stock after the earnings report comes out, and it could have a huge rally pre-market, meaning that it will open higher than it is right now. I could imagine it opening pre-market at like $110 or $100 or something. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't really matter too much to me because Coinbase stock is down 83% as of the time of recording this. Well, it's technically down like 82%. So if we do open pre-market at like $100, $110, it's still 75% discount. Coinbase is a huge company. They've got so much money in revenue. They've got tons of money in profits. I see no reason for Coinbase stock not to pump out of this, as long as the earnings report isn't too much of a damper. Like I said, the best thing that could happen here is if Coinbase stock surprises us, we have a super bullish earnings report, and then, you know, we pump out here. But like I said, Bitcoin is still being very choppy right now. The overall stock market is still being very choppy, and the dollar is showing extreme strength. So I would be very cautious about getting into new trades, which is, you know, like I'm saying, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm not entering trades in Coinbase stock at this moment in time. I really want to see how we react to the earnings report. So I thought I'd just give you a quick update on this. By the time I upload this, you know, it won't be too long until the stock market closes and we have the earnings report coming out. I'll keep you updated on that. If I do see any news on that, I will update my Discord on that over on the announcements tab. So if you do want these time sensitive information posts when I can't upload them instantly to my YouTube, then head over to my Discord. The link will be in the description down below. That is a great way for me to share with my community what is going on day to day, and also just to talk and chat with the cowboy community, share memes, talk about time sensitive information, share chart setups, all of that good stuff over on the Discord. So I hope to see you all there. That's all I've got for Coinbase stock today. Keep an eye on the earnings report after market hours. All I've got for you today. Cowboy out, not financial advice, and most importantly, peace.